Hello. Oh no. Dropping frames or something. Are folks around? Hello. Looks like the. Hold on. There we go. I fix this. I can fix this. I can fix this. There we go. Now people are on there. How's it going? Is it going okay? It's telling me it looks bad. And I'm not sure what the deal is. Streaming is weird and difficult. How are we doing? An echo. No sound. Is it? How about that? Okay, how about that? Is that doing it still? All good? No headphone, whatever? No one can't hear nothing? Good enough? Who's here? Let's say, okay, all right. I'm going to actually say hello to everyone. We've got Ashen Bubs is here. Hello, my friend. We've got Andrew, Mythic Revenant. I got shot in the arm, not in the mouth, but you would think otherwise. Who else we got? Wusuo Salt Channel. Fort, hello. I don't recognize your name. Some things like I like hello. Cheekums is here. Great. Hydra is here. Love it. Hello, Hydra. Good to see you. JLLE8W. Great name. Hello, good to see you. Jeff Tradevania is here. Hello. Uh, V for Vincio. Hello. Reed's here. Oh, that's some things I like is Reed. Oh, we got Luckstat. Love it. How's everyone? How are we all doing? Oh, and there's Blade Blur. Good friend Blade Blur. Hello, everybody. gonna do one thing. Let me know if suddenly the audio goes away again. You still hear me okay? Maybe. Maybe not. Sound is good. All right, cool. I'm just gonna stay like this then the whole time. Hello, for Alligator from here from persisting for PlayStation. I love that. That is amazing. Thank you. Let's see who else we got. Roaming Shiitake, like that name. I love Roaming Shiitakes. Batlab Electronics. Hello, hello everybody. Chickadee Charles. Hello, Chickadee Charles. Y'all, it's been a really weird month. I don't even know how to start talking about all the stuff I want to talk about today. I got shot. Yeah, yes. Gods to who? I did get shot. I will tell the story. I'm okay. I'm recovering. I caught a stray in the arm. Scott is here. Hello, Scott. Treaky. Oh, shit, Treaky. What's up, Treaky? I do that every time. I do it like that every time you pop in the stream. I just have to do it that way. Should I say that like Tim, Scott? Should I be like, hello, and welcome back to video games? How was that? How was my Tim impression? I'm gonna grab some water here. I'm very excited to see you all here. Very grateful you all are tuning in. Like I said, it has been a fucking month. Really, it's just been the last 2 weeks that have been insane. A 10 out of 10, I'll take it. I will take that for sure. Love it. Yeah, I don't even know where to begin. How should I start this? What do I do? Would I just like, hey, yeah, I got shot, and then some other bad stuff happened to me after that. What? You guys want to talk for a little bit, or do you want to just dive into the story? And what's up? What's going on? Probably that. Has Tim posted a video since Tokimeki? I think like 2. Maybe 3. Shinogu, hello. I'd lead with being shot. Can't not tell us how you got shot. So okay, I will lead with I will hit you guys with, I won't bury the lead. Like the lead got buried in me. Not really. That's that, you know. Did you get shot with some kind of more handsome in fiction bullet? No, I'm just going bald. That's what it is. So now that's what it is. Anyway, so I got hit with maybe a negative handsome bullet there. Ashen Bubs, I don't know. Although I do think I look okay with my hair very short. So, okay. So I will say, I also was recently on the Waiting for Nintendo podcast, and I told this story on there. The negative one, not the plus one. Yes, unfortunately. You know, I don't know. You saw how popular Sean Evans is. Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm gunning for his job. So anyway, I was on the Waiting for Nintendo podcast. So folks will hear this story if they listen to that too. I know we have some what do you call it? Crossover there. We got friends from Waiting for Nintendo or persisting for PlayStation as who was it who said that? I cannot. How far back do I got to scroll? I don't know. So whoever said that, hello, hi. Persisting for PlayStation, Waiting for Nintendo, that whole group. So anyway, I'm not everyone in the world who wants to hear the story is going to be here right now. You can hear it again on Waiting for Nintendo. Molding for Microsoft. Yeah, that's that Rossman guy. What's that guy's name? Um, I don't. No, no, they're not really persisting. As I made the joke, it's maybe we'll change it to protesting PlayStation. Um, anyway, so yeah, I got shot. I got shot a little over 2 weeks. Nah, yeah, a little over 2 weeks ago. Uh, my wife and I and our neighbor, we were out walking the dogs in the neighborhood, and we it was around 7:45 at night, which around here is still very light out, especially in early. Now I'm not gonna say it. Now I'm not even gonna say that word the whole time. I'm gonna figure out a way to talk around it. Um, and we were pretty close to home. We were probably like 2 blocks away from home at a park near us. Pretty much had been walking for like 45 minutes with our dogs, and pretty quiet night. Our neighborhood around here is not that exciting, honestly. So we were just walking through, and we heard four rounds fired off. It sounded really close, like super close. I would have guessed within 4 blocks. Turns out it was a little bit further than that. Actually, I'd say within 2 blocks, and it was anyway. Um, and our dog is very afraid of fireworks, gunfire, thunder, anything like that. So, in that split second before anything happened, my first thought was, "Oh shit, Rowdy's gonna be really upset about this." And as I'm thinking that, two more shots rang out, and we heard one of them whiz by us, and then the next one hit me right here. You can still kind of see the discoloration. The bruising and hematoma have gone away. We'll talk about that as I get to it. But it hit me in the arm, and it felt like a golf ball, like someone had like nailed a golf ball, and it just got me right in the arm. It was weird because like it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt it. I won't squeeze it. Don't worry. I won't squeeze it tricky. It didn't hurt immediately. It was like just the impact moved my arm. And I looked up at my wife and I was like, did I just get shot? Did that just happen? Did I just get shot? And she was like, yes, we should move away from this open part of the park and go behind some hedges. And so we got the dogs and everything. We went behind some hedges. I was kind of like looking around because the first thing that I was thinking was like, is someone like shooting at us? And if so, like, do I need to like, do we need to run? Do I need to, and there's like a part of me that didn't even want to look around because I was worried I was going to see someone just like aiming down sights, uh, you know, getting ready to take more shots. And there was like a guy, a teenager, just riding his bike in the park, and he had headphones on. He totally didn't even hear that like shots rang out. And if he had like been maybe a foot or two off center, it would have hit him, not me. So I was like, we didn't tell this guy, but he like rode his bike and he was just enjoying his evening. He had no idea what happened. So, yeah. Yoshi P has shooters. He really does. So we went over to behind some hedges, and I felt my arm, and the tissue, as I would later discover, had already like hardened. Like there was blood and fluid, and the tissue was traumatized. So it was like, my body was like, we got to protect it and keep it from getting hurt. It was hard. So it was hard to the touch. And my first thought was, oh fuck, there's a bullet in my arm. And I didn't really want to look because when I felt, and I was like, oh, okay. Because I had a sweater on. Actually, I should have, maybe I'll go get it in a second. But I had a sweater on. And unknown to me at the time, the bullet had gone through the sweater into the pocket and out of the pocket and into my arm. But so I took the sweater off, looked, there was just, It was not lodged. No. So it had hit me sideways. So instead of the point hitting dead into my arm, it like hit sideways like this. And uh, so it was like this intense welt, really bad bruise, internal bleeding, all that great stuff. Um, but at the time, it just looked like a really hard, like I had just been slapped really hard, and like there was some early like blood blistery bruising happening. Um, and then my arm just started shaking, like tremors, like it was like my own. It was like I was in shock, but only my arm was in shock, and it was just shaking. And so I looked at our neighbor, he lives like a block and a half away from, and not even that, like half a block from where it happened. And I said, "Can we go to your house and just post up?" And so as we're running to his house, because at this point we didn't know, we thought, is someone just walking around shooting people? We still didn't know what was happening. So we went to his house. As we were running there, we heard sirens. And so my wife called 911, and we got to our neighbor's house, and 911, since I wasn't bleeding out, wasn't dying in the street, they said, "Oh, it's not an emergency." So we were on hold for a little while. Um, and when we finally got a hold of them, we were talking to them, told them what happened. They thought that we had like been at the scene of the shooting, which was several blocks away, and then got in a car and drove away. And they thought that I had like been shot in the chest and was dying. So anyway, they sent EMTs and stuff. They showed up. The EMTs and firefighters checked me out. Everything was fine. Like I didn't need to go to the emergency room in their estimation. In hindsight, I probably should have talked about that a little bit. And then I just stood around for like an hour and some with the firefighters, and just waited for them to waited for like police to show up. Our neighbor walked back down to the park to look for the bullet, and he found it, which is what the thumbnail of this is that's my neighbor's photo of the bullet. I asked the police if I could keep it, and they said, they didn't even say no. They just bagged it. They just took it. This is the kind of story Europeans tell about how crazy America is, except it's less dramatic. Well, so, I mean, yeah, like I was not, it did not pierce the skin, right? But as time went on, like the next couple days, it hurt, incredibly bad. Like, despite the fact that it did not pierce the skin, it still is incredibly painful. And what I discovered as time went on, and the bruising started appearing, and I had this hard lump of extremely uncomfortable, like blood and fluid and stuff that in my arm, because of internal bleeding. So, but also it hit near a cluster of nerves that run underneath your bicep. And because of that, I had this intensely uncomfortable feeling inside my arm that I can only describe as like restless leg syndrome, but it's way more harsh. Like there's just more of an edge to it. My nerves were just really mad, as it turns out, because of the impact. And like I couldn't do anything. I had to like wear like compression gear and braces, and I would have to like sit on my arm, put pressure on my arm to make the sensation kind of go away or kind of like get rid of it. That lasted for close to a week, and then it started dying down. I've been going to PT and doing stretches and things, so that's been getting better. But now, even to today, the muscles like under here and in down into the top of my arm and into my shoulder blade, if I do any sort of like strenuous physical activity or anything that like requires a lot of like repetitious dexterous movement, like I'm doing this because the first time I noticed it, I was using a screwdriver. I just start shaking. I get all these crazy twitches. Like I like can't control them. So playing games, typing, drawing, anything like that, I can do it for about 10 to 20 minutes. Then the tremors and twitching starts. And then I just like, if I keep going too long, it's like unbearable. but it's getting better and better. Like every day I can do more stuff. I get more control and strength back. In fact, today I played games for almost an hour actually today. Um, and so that was nice. But like a couple days ago, I was filling out some job applications and it took me like the whole day because I had to keep stopping and waiting for the tremors to go down to a point to where I could go back to it. Um, and pretty much once they start, it takes hours for them to stop. And most of the time, like they just like, if it starts, it's just going to keep happening for the rest of the day. So I try to do as little as possible. And then so that like when they do start like in the evening, like I can have most of the day without these really annoying and uncomfortable twitches and things like that. So, and then on top of all of that, I mean, obviously you can't, there's some discoloration of the tissue sort of, but like the bruise was this big, gross bruise, right? And, the tissue underneath when it was healing, it was starting to repair itself. I mean, folks who have had surgery probably know what this feels like. Um, it's like, it's like when you have a scab, like a really bad scab, and it itches, but it's on the inside. It's on the inside of my bicep, and luckily that's mostly gone too. But oof, that was awful. That was so annoying. Let me catch up on chat for a second. Got my hamstring blown out by a ricochet years ago. Oh yeah, yep. That's what I'm thinking is I'm probably going to have, like, this is going to be a lifelong thing, some sort of neuropathy or something like that. I'm sorry that happened to you. That sounds awful. I mean, you get it. You get it. Getting shot, even if it's like a ricochet or a stray or whatever, it sucks. What did I play? I played about an hour of Twilight Princess. I played that Dusk PC port. It was horrible. So who was the shooter? I'll get to that in a second. Actually, literally yesterday, he was finally like for real arrested. I don't actually know who. I have. I'll get to it. One-handed ASCII PS1 controllers. If you want to borrow, that actually sounds really cool. I'd have to like. So I'm right-handed, and it hit me in my right arm. So I'm gonna have to become more ambidextrous, I guess. But that would be cool. I've also been trying to do this for about 42 years now. Well, I don't know. I think you do a lot, from what I know. Yeah, right. It still sucks. Like, and every EMT, every police officer I talked to, all the firefighters, they were all basically like, it should have gone in. And it was just the fact that for whatever reason, like it must have hit something between where it was shot and me, like maybe like hit enough tree branches or whatever, and then went through my jacket in such a way that, yeah, it like impacted sideways or kind of like slapped my arm as opposed to penetrating. Yeah, like, and the fact that like, it almost hit my chest, like we're talking like millimeters away. And so like the idea that like it could have messed up my ribs, maybe even like lungs, or if it hit my heart like hard enough, like, it maybe not like wouldn't have killed me or nothing, but like might have like, who knows? It's just crazy. It's fucking crazy. Their stuff is low and slow. I've got loss of sensation half my life. Damn. Yeah, I can't believe my bicep parried a bullet like that. I know. I guess all those bicep curls were actually worth something. Simply too powerful. It obviously, like, I got lucky in the outcome, but like still getting hit feels like I rolled poorly. Like I had a bad roll, but I had enough of a whatever stat bonus that it mitigated the damage. Ideally, I just wouldn't have been hit at all. I heard the Xbox accessibility code. Yeah, actually, I know Jason Graves has videos of him playing like SNES RPGs with a flight stick, which I might have to try something like that. I can teach you how to be left-handed. Hi, Murph. Actually, Murph, you should. Yeah, maybe we'll do some left-handed field drills. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Guns protecting from guns. Yeah. You could say that, I guess. Um, so yeah. So anyway, the what happened was this guy who shot me. Well, his stray bullet hit me. Sorry, I haven't been keeping track of if anyone is doing Ash and Bubs's take a shot for every time I say shot challenge. I'm sorry, you're probably blacked out drunk by now. Um, 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 um. So there was an argument, as far as I know. Oh, actually, let me before I say this. Another really wild part of this story is that one of my wife's really good friends from college moved in not too long ago, maybe actually like maybe a couple years ago, really close to us, and they were messaging my wife like, "Hey," her and her husband were messaging my wife like, "Hey, did you guys hear about this shooting at that park? You know, all this stuff. It sounds like someone got hit." And my wife was like, "You guys aren't gonna believe this, but it was Brendan." Um, so they have security footage, or their neighbor has security footage of the argument because it happened right next to their house. So basically, what happened is there was an argument. A guy came out, fired his gun to. I I heard originally it was to break up the argument, but it sounds like now it was like he was trying to like intimidate folks. Um, and the I happened to catch one of the strays. And he fled the scene. And they sequestered someone else who was involved in the shooting. So originally I heard that he was apprehended, all this stuff. That's not the case. Someone else was apprehended who was involved in the argument. And then it wasn't until yesterday a SWAT team went to the house, and we were getting messages like from Michelle's friend of like a SWAT team at the house, and they arrested him. I haven't heard anything from the police department, which doesn't surprise me. I wasn't expecting to, frankly. But yeah, it was, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what exactly happened, but maybe I will soon. We'll see if they reach out to me. I might reach out to them. But also it's like, there's this old, there's, I, there's this Buddhist saying that I really like. That's, it's like wondering about the meaning. It's specifically talking about like the meaning of life. It's like wondering about the meaning of life is like getting hit by an arrow when you're in the woods and bleeding out and wondering, I wonder who made this arrow and what town and in what town. Instead of being like, I need to address the fact that I was hit with an arrow and I am bleeding out. And this feels like a trial by live fire, literally so, of me putting that to the test of being like, I'm not going to worry about why this guy shot and what the whole reasoning behind it was. All I need to worry about is like the fact that it happened, and I need to rest and get better. So that's what I'm trying to focus on. There's a pain stick that has CBD oil in it. Oh, that's good. Maybe I'll look into some of that. Haven't really tried anything like that. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the RPGs, like this one thing is like, I'm glad I like turn-based RPGs because like those technically should be a little bit easier to handle if I have to like try accessibility controllers or mess with control schemes or whatnot. So definitely like maybe we'll talk. Might talk to you about that, Reed. It's a good thing I played so much Wizardry. Otherwise, this would have been way worse somehow. Yeah, apparently. I think I got this from playing Wizardry. I guess I don't know. Don't get shot at PAX. If I wasn't still clinging to my straight edge roots, Tucker, maybe I would, but you know, I won't get shot at PAX. I hope not. Anyway, modernized version of that. Too soon. Wait, what? You got shot? I did get shot. I got shot. Yes, in the arm. It sucked. Still healing from it, but we're getting there. Murphy's ghost protected me. He did. You're right. Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, Joy Cons. That's a good idea. I might do some of that. Might as well ask him if he wants to shoot some hoops. So my my friend, the of that couple, he was like, you should ask the judge to let you, or you should ask the judge to, or no, he said that they should have him be shot in the arm now as like punishment. And I was like, well, they should let me do it. It's only fair, you know. Nail to the X, bullets can't change that. Yep. Apparently, I ain't breaking Edge. It didn't break the skin. I ain't breaking Edge. How about that? Maybe I am Murphy's ghost. I think Murph, our good friend Murph, is the real Murphy's ghost. Um, oh, Talon Law. I'm not familiar with Talon Law. I guess eye for an eye. Yeah, yeah. Eye for an eye, bicep for a bicep. Yep. So yeah, that happened. So after that, eye for an eye. Okay, cool. I will remember that. I guess I didn't. Murph, like from Rayman. Not who I was thinking of. I was thinking of Murph from. He was in chat earlier. I don't know if he's still watching. Murph, our Antarctic explorer friend from the Daydream cast. But also, yeah, Murph from Rayman. What a great guy. Okay, we're going to talk about Rayman 2 for a second. Murph in Rayman 2, his voice dialogue, his voice lines are whispers. And I think every time, I think as a kid, that is what made me decide, like, I hate ASMR. Like, I can't stand people whispering. It drives me nuts. And I think it was because I did not like the way that Murph's voice sounded in Rayman 2. He like was on, no, he's Billy, whoever is also, that one voice actor who's like, he was in everything. Billy something. That's who he is in Rayman 3. Billy West. Thank you. Yeah. So I went back to work that next day, that Monday. I got shot on a Saturday. Kind of like tried to regroup on Sunday. Went back to work. And my manager was like, no. When she heard what happened, she was like, nope, you need to take some time off. And I kind of fought against it because I had an unhealthy relationship with the job that I was in. But you listened to Laser Time. Come on now. I did. I've been on VGA a few times, but anyway. Well, the thing is, I kept thinking Billy Mays. I was like, his name's not Billy Mays, but no, she was not joking about the time off. So anyway, I was like, no, I'm not. I don't really want to do that. And then I changed my mind. I was like, because I just couldn't focus. My arm hurt. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't type, whatever. And so I went back and I was like, okay, yeah, maybe I'll take some time off. And she was like, you know what you should do? You should probably take some paid medical leave. And so originally I was going to take 2 weeks. And then my doctor said like, no, you should probably take at least 4. And then my manager came back and was like, I think you should take 6. But it didn't matter because a week into, not even that, 3 days into my paid medical leave, I got a text from very high up at the website. For anyone who doesn't know, I used to work at GameSpot up until a few days ago. Saying that I needed to hop into a meeting, and I knew right then and there, I was like, I'm about to get laid off. And then my manager messaged me and she was like, I have no idea how or why it happened this way, but we all just got cut. You're about to get laid off, just FYI. So I hopped in, got laid off, and that was it. I am no longer an editor at GameSpot, and along with me, so my manager and the other person, the affiliate like directors above me, They got cut. The VP above them, Chris Grant, was cut. And then the associate editor below me, who we hired like a month and a half ago, and then 5 freelancers were all impacted. So my whole section was cut. That's about as much as I should probably say about this stuff. But yeah, I don't have a job at the moment. So that's fun. Yeah, that's been got furloughed during COVID, and yep, you just know it. Like, it's just like, oh, I know it's about to happen. I've been laid off from a media company before. There was at Digital Trends in 2018, me and 11 other editors and writers were laid off. And it was that, like, everyone knew we were like getting picked off like one by one, and everyone was just like, yep. And then I got it and I was like, damn. Full-time YouTube, here it comes. So that's the thing, right? Is I would like to sit here and be like, this is it. I'm going full on. We're going to do YouTube all the time, maybe stream more often, whatever. I would really like to say that. Between my arm and just like, I'm happy to be on here and like to chat with people with like I am fucked up, dude. Mentally, shit is really hard right now. And it's not like necessarily about like, oh my God, I could have died, or necessarily like that. It's just like the challenges that have come up from it. And, you know, yeah, like the trauma of it. Like, this happened before July 4th. So the 4th of July was really hard for me and my dog. And now, like, if someone's lawnmower backfires and I hear it, it makes me jump, and then it fucks me up. So yeah. I got severance, and I'm gonna apply for unemployment. I've been, like I said already, I've already started applying for jobs. I really didn't want to, but there was a couple that I were just like, I'd be dumb not to apply for these, but I don't necessarily think I'm going to get them per se. And it's just like, so I do feel like I have this amazing opportunity here of all this free time and whatever. So there's a potential that I will go just all in and try to do stuff. The problem is like, I just am not there yet. And that's frustrating. I'll be honest. Like I'm not exactly happy about the fact that I'm like, I need this time to recover and feel better. But that's just the kind of the reality of it. And that part of why I wanted to come on and do this is because I've only uploaded one video this month or this year, at least publicly. Like, there's been monthly Patreon videos. That's a plug, I guess. If you want more The Crawl, I guess you could sign up on Patreon. Actually, there are ways to find those videos on the channel publicly. I'm not going to say how, but it's not that hard. Just look around, you'll find them. But anyway, so I mean, I feel good about getting those out, but like, I really started this year thinking that by now I'd have at least 3, maybe even 4 big uploads out. But, I mean, the beginning of the year, my manager for that section, he was laid off, kind of out of nowhere. And they terminated his position and split the responsibilities between me and the commerce manager, which is why, like, I was working so much. Up until I was laid off, I have not been busier at that job, and this is one of the most like time-consuming jobs I ever had prior to that. So, I have a lot of free time now, and my brain can't really handle it. And I can't really handle the fact that I can't like play games or draw either yet. I'm getting there. But yeah, it's wild. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I am working on the community showcase. That was what I was like in the middle of working on when I got hit and then laid off. And so like I'm behind on that. I still think it'll come out this month. But that's kind of like the next big thing. And I feel bad because like, I like that's something for the for the viewers and the supporters, right? Like that's showing off their cool stuff, their games. And so I feel like I really want to get that one out. And then after that, I don't know. Like there's a part of me that kind of wants to just like throw stuff out at the wall and just like do whatever. Like maybe some like lower effort things. Like no, I don't want to say like not like slop, you know, I'm not going to try and do slop, but like stuff that wouldn't necessitate like super long scripts or lots and lots of in-depth editing or interviewing multiple people and that sort of thing. Actually, Blade Blur, that is exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe do some sort of like collection type videos. Yeah, I might do more streaming. I think I need to get the Community Showcase done before I make any plans, but there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, crawl slop. I mean, hey, like if you guys want crawl slop, I can make it happen. I just like I get in my head about it. I actually had a whole video that was sorry. I'm like I don't know where I put my water. I need to drink water. I made a whole video in May, and I was about to upload it, and I just fucking hated it. I didn't like it. It was not the kind of video I wanted to put out. So yeah, but I guess that's still there. Maybe I could finish that up and put that out. We'll see. It was basically the video. Like it was like the games I almost made videos on. It's a little bit outdated now because it's mostly about games I played this year. But the reason I didn't put it out there is because it was like I was not even talking about the games. I was just talking about why I didn't make the videos and then like being bummed out and stuff. And now that I've been laid off and shot and like I'm totally like it's like everything's way different now. A lot of stuff I talk about in that video is just not worth it. Maybe I'll put it up on like Patreon or Unlisted or something, but yeah. Can we please just spend a night rambling about playing obscure PS1 games, please and thank you. Anytime. I mean, I got like nothing but time right now. So, and talking with people, like with friends and stuff is like, it's really nice at the moment. So like one of the only things that I can like do simply without any sort of problems. More top 10s, huh? That's possible. I think top 10s and that sort of thing. I mean, it's a Moby Dick summer. It's my favorite book, so great time to lean to. Yeah, actually, Hydra, that's funny. One of the videos that I really wanted to do this year, the title of it was I learned Japanese to play obscure RPGs, because up until March, I was doing daily Japanese lessons, and then I fell off, and then all this other stuff, you know, my job and everything happened. Basically, it was like up until like right after I published Might and Magic 2, I kind of started falling off. But now I'm back on it. I could get back on it. Now I have tons of time. I could do all sorts of studying. So who knows? That's kind of the thing, though, is like I'm trying not to make any expectations for myself, both so that like I don't want people to be like, oh, he said he's going to do all this stuff, because I feel bad when I say like I'm working on this thing and then I don't deliver. I know only some people like get really upset about that, like to the point to where they like send me angry comments and unsubscribe. But still, I think it's easier. It's better to just hold the cards to the chest on some stuff. And then, I mean, I have a bunch of scripts that I've written. I have a bunch of footage I've captured for things. Folks in the Discord, especially in like the Patreon channels, know that like I've bounced ideas around. I've come up with so many. There's a lot of things that would be fun to do and make. One thing I have been doing is I've been getting back into, in the last couple days, I've been firing up some of my old 3D modeling, low poly 3D modeling projects that are associated with the like Phantasy Star Online inspired dungeon crawler that I have wanted to finish for like the last fucking 6 years. No, Blabler. I've been using Crocotile. Um, and so that's been fun, you know, because using a mouse is a little bit easier on my arm. I can do that for like a little bit longer. But Crocotile's too cool. It's like using a 2D tile based editor. So like making a map in like RPG Maker or something. Um, but you're doing it in 3D, which is kind of cool. Um, yeah. Actually, Bubs, I need to send you. I think I did. I send you my most recent one. I don't even know if I did. I don't think I did. Doesn't look like I did. I'll send it to you later. I'll post it in the Discord too. Um, it's my FromSoft moment. They got founded. That's true. I mean, like, there's make more FF characters so you can throw Ben Star. I actually saw him at PAX last year, and it was the worst possible moment to be like, hey, I'm the guy who made that Final Fantasy 16 low poly thing that you liked, and we get to chat it about. It's the worst possible moment. And it was really awkward because he was like trying to leave somewhere, and actually someone else was like stopped him and had me come over, and I was like, bad timing. So maybe another time we could, but like the actual, like when I tried to tell him in person, it was really it's really awkward and didn't go so well. Not like he wasn't like upset or anything. It was just like he just was doing something else, and I was very cognizant of it, and I didn't want to like get it too into it. So I was just like, yeah, I made the thing. And he was like, oh, that's so cool. And I was like, yeah, that's all. Okay, bye. You can leave now. I can tell that you don't want to be in this weird bar surrounded by people, and you just want to leave. Okay, bye. So is that Brendan from The Crawl? I'm told I get that a lot of PAX. Um, Murph, you're one of two people who have given me that at PAX, so there you go. Actually, I don't know. Is that true? Did Miyazaki decide to pursue game dev at 30? I mean, I'm in my 30s. I'm, I'm halfway into my 30s, but you know, hey. Got to chat with Ben Starr this year about his doppelganger, who was also named Ben Starr, but he was on MasterChef making sourdough bread. I'm not joking. Huh. I'll have to look into that. That'd be kind of funny to see that. Tricky, I want you to go to PAX. You should come to PAX. We should get you to come to PAX. We'll figure it out. I guess PAX East is probably easier for you. I'm going to be at PAX West, though. Okay, so not the best thing. Thankfully, I'm going to be at PAX West. I paid off my trip ahead of time the morning I got laid off. So it's all paid for. Like, I'm good. We're fine. I'll be there. You know, just have to like pay for meals and if I need to use an Uber. But my train tickets are sold or bought. My hotel is all taken care of. So you should also go to PAX. Read. There's actually a lot of folks at PAX who I think we probably are mutuals with that I talk to and hang out with that we can talk off on Discord and check on that. There's like a whole Vancouver group who shows up, not to dox you, sorry. There's a whole group who show up and they want me to come up there and check out their game dev stuff. And I wouldn't be surprised if you knew a lot of them. So yeah, that has been my July, getting shot and laid off, and then doing a whole lot of nothing. And Yeah. I do. I'd be lying if I said I don't think that this is going to be like potentially a positive for the channel in terms of like upload cadence, or at least me just trying to do more stuff creatively, because I am incapable of not having creative projects going. And if all I can do is focus on like a video or game dev or just drawing, making new merch, whatever, um, this does kind of feel like this golden opportunity to do so. And in a weird way, um, I'm in a position where I can, I could feasibly hold off until like November, and not like if I didn't get a job until November, I'd be fine. And actually longer than that, like depending on like what the unemployment situation looks like. And I do have some small freelance things. Like I can't live off of it, but it all just bolsters and prolongs the need for me to go back to a full-time position. I the jobs I've applied for so far are in the games industry still, just like mine, just in a different kind of sector of it. Um, I'm not anticipating like I'm not expecting to get those jobs. Um, and frankly, a part of me is like I have made peace with the very real potential that I I'm probably not going to be working full time in games. So whatever I want to do in terms of talking about them, um, or just being creative and collaborative in this space, it all has to now happen through the crawl, which I'm actually happy about. That's the thing I want to do the most out of anything. Like, so yeah, I don't know when or what that could look like yet, because like I said, I'm still wrapping my head around the fact that I could have died. Um, I didn't, but that, and then losing my job, and like there's just this is a lot. There's a whole lot, um, and like it's literally been like 2 weeks, and like for half of that, my wife was out of town, and so like I did like literally nothing except watch GDQ and like listen to podcasts, and like so I'm still like in recovery mode, I guess, but. Played iOS 29. That was made me want to change. Maybe before that, he worked at Oracle. Paid for his sister's college. Okay. Okay. 2026 has definitely been a dumpster. Um, I mean, those are good connections to have, Reed. That's cool. Just was able to join in. I heard about some of this in your Discord and Blue Sky with Dayman. I'm sorry you have been going through this stuff. The thumbnail album cover does go hard, though. Thank you. It's good to see you here, by the way, Resident Eccentric. Um, don't get rid of the PlayStation logo on your thumbnails. Please don't. I like those. I know you were recently asking folks about that. Please don't get rid of them. I think that's really. I like the vibe. I like the logo. I mean, you can do what you want, but that's my 2 cents. Super glad you're at least comfortable money wise. So comfortable is like it's comfortable insofar as like I'm not screwed. It's like I'm not well off. But I have a very strict timetable of like when I can, like how long I can like not have a job for. It's not super long, but ideally it would happen sooner, but whatever. Starting to feel it's going to be more of a hobby than a career. You mean like game? Yeah, I think so too. I mean, that's the case for everyone, right? Like I think most people at this point is like, it's a side gig. It's a secondary source of income. It's that sort of thing. Because the reality is the stuff that's full time, at least in the media side, is stuff that I was doing. It's writing pre-order guides and walkthroughs. That's what makes the most money, ostensibly. But it sucks. Doing that, it's not fun. I did not like it. As much as I loved the people I worked with and I enjoyed the context of being in games in some capacity, like the actual day-to-day work that I did bored the fuck out of me. And I had to do so much of it. It was so tedious. I was not writing reviews or op-ed pieces. I was telling people where to go buy things and like what was on sale. And I just didn't give a shit. So in a weird way, I feel kind of relieved that I don't have to do that anymore. But, I mean, my whole career has been that way. I talked to HPR Shredder about this a little bit in their video. And I was even talking about maybe doing like one day doing like just a really frank, like question, like Q&A video where like people can ask me whatever they want about games, media, games, journalism, all that shit. And I'll just answer it. But yeah, I always wanted it to be way different than what it was for myself. The version of it that I did throughout my whole career is not very exciting. I love all the people I got to meet. I love all the like events I still get to go to. I mean, the crawl actually is now at a place where like people know it in a lot of circles, and I get invited to stuff, so that's cool. But sorry, let me catch up on stuff. The hobby needs more actual hobbyists, less people grinding. And yeah, I think you're right. Always stand by you. Where you crawl, will follow. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Sometimes you can't go back to normal. You just make a new normal. That's exactly right, Mark. That's exactly right. I do hope you find a job you enjoy regardless. Yeah, it is a 2-hit combo, but I hope that combo was dropped or whatever. I'm not waiting for some like finisher move that's gonna come and just destroy my brain. Some runway. Yeah. I would love to know what you applied for. Yeah, we might be able to talk about that. Blade, we can talk about that. Unemployment helps a ton. Oh shit. Jesus Christ, dude. Just rewound the stream to catch up. It sounds like an utterly brutal experience. I finished a video game. Hello. Just try and stay strong and survive. I hope this can be a small way. Wow, that's huge. I really appreciate that, man. It's really good to see you. Sorry. I don't really know what to say. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you a lot. Really good to see you. Sorry. That took me off guard. I won't get rid of the thumbnail logo. Thank you. I was considering it for the next video, but I'll keep the branding. Good. Okay. Good. I'm glad, Eccentric. I'm glad. I love my job when I did, even if I got monotonous. The layoffs happened. Yeah. I wasn't using the same outline every article. It's hard to explain. Like there are times I had to use templates. It's a long-winded thing. It's really annoying. Yeah, deeply. Kind of walked off Game Press career when the site I was writing for beginning. In my beginnings was all about doing short news and not writing good stuff. Yeah, that's what's out there. I know. That's kind of, it sucks. And I said this on the Waiting for Nintendo segment too, of like, I wrote thousands of articles I mean, especially if you look at my whole career, I've written thousands of articles. And I think there's like less than 20 that I would stand behind and be like, this is good. I did a good job. And I like, not like everything I wrote was bad, but like I added something to the combined knowledge, whether that be historically or in critical discourse or whatever. So, you know, that's just the reality of it. I want you to get a new journalism job, but it's really cool and pays well. Yeah. I mean, I appreciate that, Tricky. I don't think those really exist anymore. But yeah, I think you're right. I think if it comes through my channel, then that's the ideal. And then, yeah, again, I finished a video game. Thank you, Matt. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Bless Matt. Yes, absolutely. Bless Matt. I will be honest. I always felt crazy they didn't give you more creative position. Writing on deals felt like a waste of your talent. No offense to you. Just say that. I appreciate that. You know, it's kind of the type of thing where it's like you get hired to do a job and you got to do that job. You know, it's not like I didn't have the opportunity to branch out. It's just that there was so much I had to do. There was no time for me to branch out. Um, that's the worst. I wish jobs were real, bro. Oh man, Andrew, I wish jobs were real too. You deserve jobs to be real more than most folks I know. You and Blade. Um, Small outlets that are heavily reader supported or and stuff like Lost and Colt at the moment, or at least it's mentioned. That's exactly it. In fact, like I've written for Lost and Colt. I have stuff that I would like to keep doing with them. I'm lucky to be very good friends with one of their senior editors. But yeah. Okay, so I listened to the situation. Have you, as a stopgap, tried private security? I'm in the field, so it doesn't pay. Lots of downtime to create. Right. I mean, I don't know if I'm qualified or interested in being in private security, frankly. Uh, but it's an idea, I guess. Thanks, man. Those 2.5 years have been brutal. Yeah. I mean, it's just going to keep happening. I am actually surprised it happened as quickly for me as it did, but yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. I honestly, if there's any sort of there's a part of me that wants to just go back to being a production assistant or like doing merch for bands a few times a week and then like hoping I can just write on unemployment until some miracle makes the crawl into a full-time thing. Like that's if I'm putting that out into the universe, that would be the best possible solution. Um, yeah. All I'd say is I'm sure you're writing ideas as a way better suited in the long run on YouTube than engage in a business. I think you're right, man. I mean, I appreciate that. I believe that that's the case. I think like in terms of like creative outlet and even control, that's 100% right. I didn't have the time to really see a lot of that stuff to fruition. And I hope that in my unemployment era, um, like I get to that point. You know, right now I'm just focused on trying to like not have my arm give out on me 30 minutes into doing any sort of task. But, you know, eventually I hope I get to that point. I mean, so, I mean, yeah, so I used to forever. I mean, up until I was doing full time like media and journalism, I was a photography production assistant. I sold merch for friends' bands and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of like, yeah. I mean, you taught me what Jada Pinkett Smith did before. I mean, hey, look, if I, I haven't been in a band since I was in high school. But if I had a band that was as popular as Jada Pinkett Smith's band around the time of The Matrix, I think they're still a band. I don't know, maybe not, but thanks, Matt. I really appreciate it, man. I will hit you up. I really it means a lot. I appreciate you stopping by and the support and stuff. Like you didn't have to do that, and it means a lot. I really appreciate it. So, thank you. Um, yeah. So yeah. Anyway, grab some water. How are you guys doing? What are you guys up to? What are you guys playing? Has anyone else been shot? Anyone else lose their job? Fuck. Well, that's very nice of you, Andrew. I mean, I think, look, my videos sound the way they do because of you. So I feel like I owe you the world and more. So I appreciate you saying that. They just got my PAX Media Pass approval. Let's go, Murph. Good. You can walk up to me and be like, is that Brendan from The Crawl again this year? And scare the bejesus out of me that way. I've been good in a creative slump. Tricky, you're almost through it, man. You're almost through it. I believe in you. You're going to get this video done. It's going to be great. Even if you don't like it, people are going to love it. It's going to be an hour-long epic. That's what the people want, and then you're gonna get to move on, and you're gonna get to do the stuff you want to do. And I'm very excited for you, man. Like, you got this. You're almost there. If you need me to hop on a call and just body double and give you words of affirmation and encouragement, just let me know. At work currently, why I know you can do it, and playing Adventures of Elliot. Okay, Adventures of Elliot, nice. I have not tried that. I know some people who liked it. I also know some people who really don't like it. How are you feeling about Adventures of Elliot? Photoshop mines. I mean, those are good minds to be in, Reed. I like that. Is it for the stuff? It's for work. I was wondering if it was for the stuff that you had shown in the Discord, but. I watched you beat that Klonoa game, Blade. I watched you beat that last night. I liked the music in that game. You haven't been shot, but I did lose my job and project. Yeah, twinsies. Oh my God. I hate that. I'm so sorry. It's not a good feeling. I hope you're okay. And I hope things get better. How hard is it to get immediate packs? It's pretty easy. Blade, with your channel size, I think you could do it. You just apply. Been playing 2X to catch up. That is a wild month. Always looking forward to more Crawl. Take it easy as long as you can. Relax with some turn-based games. Don't stress out your arm. Thank you, Bath. Good to see you. I always recognize your user. What is it? What am I trying to say? Your profile picture. But yeah, thank you. I'm taking it easy. I am. But YouTube is censoring you. Well, I'm sorry YouTube is censoring you. I don't know why it would be. The Brendan, it's me. Oh, I'm doing a tricky. I'm like 20 minutes behind on the stream chat. Oh my God. Okay, been looking for the past 4 months of not fucking energy. Yeah, I know those feelings. Like that's just one of the hardest things is like about everything that's going on is like everything else sucks too. So it's hard to find some of that respite. But Rhythm Heavy and reading Moby Dick. Look, brother, Moby Dick is a great book. We should talk about Moby Dick. Hit me up on that Discord. We'll do it. We'll talk about Moby Dick. We'll talk about whale blubber lanterns and the proper way to tie maritime knots, which is as gay as it sounds. I had to get into video editing. What software tutorials? I will send you the software tutorial, the editing tutorial that I changed my workflow. I sent it to Andrew, Mythic Resonance. He also found it very helpful. I will do that after the stream. Remind me if I forget, but I'll try to remember after the stream. There's a really good like 4-part one, and it just like it's mostly about how to use. It's mostly for Premiere Pro, which is what I use. Which there are ways to get it without having to go through Adobe magically. We won't talk about it here. But a lot of that stuff, in terms of just like workflow, is very transferable to other programs. Crawl zine. I mean, look, I have those digital zines. I'll probably get to something like that. So one of the projects that I have thought about forever is taking the Wizardry video script and then just blowing it up, like really expanding it out, talking more in depth about a lot of the games that I just gloss over, both the Wizardry games and like the stuff afterwards, and then making like a digital zine out of that. In fact, I had been doing a little bit of work on that. I have like a cover mock-up and stuff. So maybe I can finally have time to do that. Currently fixing the museum. I'm sorry about that, but you know, I know you're going to get to a point to where you'll be happy with it, and then it'll rock. It already rocks, and you don't need to be so hard on yourself. Don't, everyone makes mistakes, but I understand the impulse, and I think like it'll pay off. Lost your job a bit ago. Worked at a radio station. Never had my license related to public transport. Just got my permit. Oh, congratulations. I mean, look, yeah, like, especially if you're living in a place where public transport is like ubiquitous and easy. I mean, I get that. I didn't get my license till I was 18 for that same reason. Well, actually, it's part of the reason. I was a homeless punk kid and I needed to have my license for government reasons. So I finally got it. But anyway, DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, DaVinci Resolve is very easy. Mobile client project has a type. Okay. Yeah, the Zelda mana like similarities. I definitely see that with Adventures of Elliot. I know now you can turn off the annoying voices too. That was something about it. Like when I saw in previews, I was like, I don't really want to listen to this princess tell me everything I need to do, but try to fill it out. My problem is while having a distant sub number on YouTube, my socials, and it doesn't. Your primary, like, they just want to know like what you do and see that you've uploaded recently and that sort of thing. Between Twitch and YouTube, you'll be fine. Like, because that's primarily where you're expressing and doing content, like talking about games, is on Twitch and YouTube. You'll be fine. It is hard to stay positive. Absolutely. It's like, it's not great. Oh, hey, Laz. Thanks. I appreciate it. I mean, I feel like since you and I met, like every week since you and I have met has been like another like life altering event. And then it's culminated in the last few weeks, but I appreciate you coming around. Oh, you've been reading House of Leaves, Ashen Bubs? That's like, you experience House of Leaves. We get Cheekums. We got to get Cheekums and you together. And, yeah. You've been playing Metal Gear Solid 5. Wait, did someone else talk about Metal Gear Solid 5? Did I miss this? Moby Dick. Oh, Moby Dick. You know what? Here's the thing. Everyone talks about the similarities of Moby Dick, but no one talks about the similarities of Frankenstein. Like, Metal Gear Solid 5 is as much a Frankenstein allegory as it is a Moby Dick allegory. And about, like, Big Boss is Dr. Frankenstein. Venom Snake is the monster. Yada, yada, yada. I need to find those transition things you sent me back. I mean, I still have them. I can send them to you at any time. Anytime, Blade. Hit you up when you're in Seattle. I owe a drink, I think. I don't know. Maybe we do. Maybe you do. But at any rate, I'll definitely hit you up. We definitely can talk. It'd be great to like actually hang out. It's been like 12 years or something. I don't know. Elliot, if nothing else, and you're on the fence about, yeah, I'll probably check out the demo. Bureaucracy and mismanagement means that I'm still. Oh no. Yeah, I haven't touched base with you on that. The flood. I hope everything's okay with that. I mean, it sounds like it's not, but I hope it gets better soon. Sorry, dude. You did a video just month. Yeah, see, here's the thing. Is like, but that doesn't matter. Like, you're still using that channel. It's less about, you're too in your head about it. You just got to go for it, buddy. You just got to do it. Don't worry about it. And just, if you get a no this time, which I highly doubt you would get a no, but if you did, you just do it again next year. It's not that big of a deal. Just go for it. Trust me. Trust me on this. Hideo Kojima read a third book. When are you moving to Seattle? Look, probably never. As much as there's a part of me that would love to live there or even Vancouver. Heck, I'd probably even live in Tacoma. I don't know. the probability of me moving anytime soon is low. So, um, Skullface. Yeah, that's the thing. Is uh, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Well, I'll be in Seattle. I'll be up there soon. Uh, Vancouver mentioned. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, look, I don't hate Portland. I lived here most of my life. You know, grew up here. Um, so like, I don't hate it, and it's funny because like I now live technically, well, I like almost outside of Portland, but like Portland's weird, where it's like it's all still technically Portland. So, um, Tacoma's the only real place in the world. It's where I saw Iron Maiden. So I believe you. I saw Iron Maiden at the Tacoma Dome like 10 years ago. So I believe it. Um, I am going to put you guys on BRB real quick, and I gotta go do a quick break. I gotta check on my dog real quick. Um, but I'll be back shortly. I think the music stopped. Let's see. Can you guys hear that music? Probably not. Probably not. How about that? Maybe. Okay. I will be right back. I'm back. Probably have to take the music down again because I feel like yeah. Oh, I checked out. Um, anyway, yeah, there is music for a second. I turned it back down. I think there was some weird. It is Kazam you could hear. That is right, Ashen Bubs. That was Kazam. You are not going crazy. That was the Space Roast FF11 remixes. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, one thing I've been forced to learn: life comes at you fast, or comes at you slow and endingly. You're always welcome to the corner. Myself and the others will be private. I appreciate that. Thank you, Laz. I appreciate you stopping by. Yeah. Now, I mean, things are a lot different. Maybe I could hop in with one of those sessions with Tricky. Yeah, who knows? That'd be kind of cool. Finally, actually use Ahab, which that'd be fun. But thank you, Les. I really appreciate it. Anyway, probably won't be going for too much longer here. This really was more of like a check-in. I'll probably say, I don't know. Not like hopping off imminently, but, it's mostly still just like a just chatting thing. But anyway, yeah, I think I mentioned earlier, I've been playing the bro, please, you were so much fun. Hit me up. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll figure something out. Like I think, being unemployed is like primo time to get involved in a new D&D campaign. So, Tillo, well, title. Hope you're all right. I am all right, Tillo. I'm all right. It's a little bit. It's been a difficult couple weeks. I am okay. I was hit in the arm. If you want to like scroll back to the beginning of the video, I tell the story there. Long story short is I was hit by a stray bullet from a shooting in my neighborhood in my arm. I'm okay, but I'm also I mentioned it. There's going to be a video. I'll make sure to promote it. I was on the Waiting for Nintendo podcast where I give the whole story too. But yeah. But yes. What was I saying? Oh, so I checked out the Dusk Twilight Princess. I need to leave, so I'm going to leave you on. Okay. Thanks, Streaky. Thanks, buddy. It was good talking to you today. It was good talking to you the other day too. So protest. So it's not. It was an internal bleeding. It hit my arm. It didn't pierce the skin. So it was internal bleeding. I am going to get a tattoo, I think, there. I haven't quite decided what it's going to be, but yes. Am I from Vancouver too? No, I'm from Portland. I'm from Portland, Oregon. I live there. Dusk. Okay. Mythic, do you mean Dusk, like the shooter Dusk, or are you also talking about Twilight Princess PC port Dusk? Because I started up the other day. It was like the first time where I felt like I was like, okay, I'm going to see if I can play a game for longer than a bit. From what I've played, I like it quite a bit. I'm not a Twilight Princess guy, by and large. I think it was like, I was from the Couve. I have 100% people was from Portland. Like, you mean like Vancouver, Washington, or Vancouver? Because like, there's two Vancouvers. I assume you mean Vancouver, Washington. In which case, everyone who lives in Vancouver, they are either adamant that they will say that they live in Portland, or there are some who really, really, really want you to know they live in Vancouver and not Portland. There are some folks like that. I'll make you a Twilight Princess guy. So here's the thing. I am enjoying it a lot more now than I ever have. I've played through it. I played through it on Wii when I was a kid. And then I emulated the Wii U version, or I'm sorry, was it the Wii U version? No, I played the GameCube version on Dolphin. And then yeah, I'm playing Dusk now. And I think all of the things I don't like about Twilight Princess are really front-loaded. So I'm kind of trying to hold off judgment until I get past that. because the stuff that I remember really liking about Twilight Princess is like the back third of that game. I really like the back third of that game a lot. Um, but yeah, I think I'm in a position right now where this is like the prime time for me to play Twilight Princess again. Um, like it's I haven't played. I played Wind Waker when it came to the NSO last year, and I really like Wind Waker. It has my favorite setting of any Zelda game, so that does a lot for me. Like setting and vibe is a big thing for me in my appraisal of games. Um, and Twilight Princess also has a really good vibe. Uh, I don't know. I like it is a slow start. So we'll see, but I'll keep up with you, Andrew, on some of that stuff. Um, Hitmaker tattoo, yeah, right, yes. Well, and I can fix them. Look, I've always said that I like Twilight Princess. It's like one of my lower tier Zelda rankings, but my Zelda rankings are similar to how I feel about like ranking Metroid games or ranking like most FromSoft games, or even to a certain extent like Metal Gear games, where it's like I like all them games. I don't think any of them are like terrible, um, but there are just some that I prefer more than others. But anyway, yeah, I think I'll I'll keep everybody updated. Maybe that'll be like the unlisted bonus for this month, as I'll play a bit more Zelda if I'm able to, as much as my arm will let me. And then, yeah, through the whole front chunk of that game is a slog. It puts the worst foot forward. It does. And the thing is I know it does that. Like I'm going in with two playthroughs under, well, like 1.89 playthroughs under my belt. I didn't finish it when I emulated it in college, but I know it gets better, and I know that the back half of it is like way strong. Um, so I'm in a position where like I can deal with the slow burn right now. I also just feel like I want to play something that's familiar, but that isn't something that I've replayed 5, 10, 15 times, you know? So this seems like a good one. Plus Dusk as like a project is really cool. Like all the extra settings, the way that they have it running. I'm playing it on Steam Deck, and it's perfect. Like it's a really cool project. So that extra layer of just appreciation for what they've done has it. It just makes you want to see how the whole thing comes together. Um, Rob makes stuff. Hey Rob, yeah, it's it's been tough. It's I'm doing okay, but yeah, it's not great. Shout out to American cities with international city names: Athens, Versailles, Vancouver. Yes, Vancouver, BC. Yes, yes. Um, Vancouver is actually older than Vancouver. Who knew? And yet, I still used to affectionately call Twilight Theater Kids Zelda. It has some flaws that seriously drag, but the moments where it cooks, it cooks. That's what I remember. Um, yeah, part of why I'm playing through it too. There's like I have this theory that I've been kicking around in my mind of like, um, that people will. It's a long thing. Basically, I think that there are eras of Zelda that are different than what we actually separate them into, and I think that Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Breath of the Wild are actually more of an era, and then Tears of the Kingdom and Echoes of Wisdom is the start of a newer era. And I think a lot of people would say it starts at Breath of the Wild, but I actually think that Breath of the Wild is the end of like what started with Wind Waker, and like, and then I know a lot of people would be like, no, it was, Ocarina, Majora's Mask, maybe Wind Waker, maybe Twilight Princess, then Skyward Sword was a separate thing, and then I think So I want to vibe this out and see if I'm onto something. I could be completely off, but who knows? You know, Brendan, Brogan and I have a Twilight Princess episode on the back burner. Well, there you go. Hey, man, I had to step away. Thank you for streaming. Talk to you later. All right, Blade. Thanks for stopping by. It's good to see you. I'll probably tune into one of yours soon as well. Take it easy, buddy. I've been playing a recent emulator drop of Drakengard 3, and I am happy to finally be playing a game I like. I'm glad that you're playing a game you like. That is good. I've never played Drakengard 3. I don't really like Drakengard 1. I really like Nier, like old Xbox 360 Nier. I'm a little bit less hot on Nier Automata. But Drakengard 3 does sound wild. So, but I'm curious, like, so how are you feeling about Drakengard 3? I want to know what you like about it. It's supposed to be Twilight Princess versus Okami, but playing Okami literally cursed Broken on I. Okay, well, I have to hear about this. I've actually never played Okami. I've fired it up, but I've never played more than, like, I don't know. I'm an ignorant, but for me, Zelda is top-down 2D, Zelda 3D. Oh, like that's how you separate it, is between 2D and 3D? I mean, that absolutely, like, I think that is valid. But I do think that, like, like A Link Between Worlds feels... What made me start to think about this is that there's a lot of visual and sound cues that come from Wind Waker and Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword that are present up through Breath of the Wild and, I guess, Tears of the Kingdom. But then I was thinking about how Link Between Worlds and Breath of the Wild are mirrored by Echoes of Wisdom and Tears of the Kingdom. And, like, they're, like, weird opposites of each other where they're very similar games and ideas, but they're, like, opposites of each other. So I know it's a whole thing. What about 2D Zeldas? They kind of don't follow a straight line in that. I exactly. They don't really follow a straight line, but oh shit. Did I go off? I don't know what happened. I'm Am I back? Yes, no. It seems like the stream's back. I think it disappeared for a second. Sorry. I don't know why all of a sudden my internet has decided to be a pain. But Teddy, thank you. Dude, just saw this pop up in my feed. So sorry to hear about the job now too. Shit's bleak out there. Stay strong. Looking forward to the community showcase when you get around to it. Thank you, Teddy. It's good to see you, man. Everyone should go check out Teddy Last Name. Good channel. Good dude. Yeah. Drakengard 1 is rad, man. I'm not a Musou guy, and that game is, like, a little too Musou for me. And I think, like, I also think some of it's like subversive elements are overstated. I actually don't think I am skeptical it was as intentionally subversive and transgressive as it ended up being. Anyway, I don't want to get into a whole thing about Drakengard. Also shout out to the Ghost Rat Scare in Sand Temple. Oh yeah, that's a cool, I remember that. Yes. Where they're like, you don't realize that you're covered in the rats or whatever. Yeah. I definitely remember that. Would have sent a super chat, but I can't pay with PayPal anymore. Hey, that's okay. It's okay. I just appreciate folks being here. Okami is like the opening slog of Twilight Princess stretched across almost 80 hours. Oh, okay. Thanks for sharing the hard times with us. Looking forward to more. Thanks, Bath. Thank you. That's everyone who's like, I don't expect anybody. I'm not anyone who's sending those super chats and stuff. Like, it's huge. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the support. I don't fully know adequately how to say it, but, like, thank you very much. D3 had all the ingredients, but was put together horrendously. This MU drop fixes awful FPS issues. Still a lot wrong with it. But nice to play through a story and not have my eyes water. Okay. You're back. Feels like you just skipped a few seconds. Yeah, okay. Oh, I hate Musos. I'm just broken like this. Look, look. You don't have to tell me, man. I get it. We all have our sicko games. I'm not one to judge. I get it. Dragon Guard's pretty user hostile. I've been playing it slowly and burning me out after each. And this is the thing is like, on paper, I should really love what Dragon Guard is, but it just never. There's a lot of things about it like I don't really like. But yeah, Musos. Not anti-Muso. Hate was too strong a word. I just meant I'm not interested in them. That's how I feel too. Like I liked Hyrule Warriors. I played that, and I played the Dragon Quest one, and those were good. Excuse me. There's another game that was similar to a Muso that I mean, honestly, there are things about like Ys Origins that have like that you're killing big mobs of dudes, and it's like really satisfying to do that. I think that all lines up there. Ken's Rage. Is that's the one that's based off of Fist of the North Star? Dragon Guard 1 is very one-sided. Yeah, it seems like it's a very polarizing experience for people. Although I find that I dislike it for reasons that are different than what other people dislike it for. That seems to be the case with me in a lot of games, but still, yeah. Yeah, Fist of the North Star on PS3. See, I've heard really mixed... Oh, you know what? Actually, no. I'm not thinking of the Muso Fist of the North Star game. I'm thinking of the Yakuza clone Fist of the North Star game. So, I know people don't like the Yakuza clone, but sounds like the Muso one was good. Maybe. At least Hydra seems to like it. Super into Three Kingdoms, China, so Dynasty Warriors is made for me. Yeah, I mean, like, that's what I was saying about Wind Waker earlier, of like a setting and a vibe, a theme of a game will just sell me on it. Sometimes more than the gameplay or the story. That sort of thing. I get that. Like, if you're really into the way that historical era is, like, if you're into that history, the fictionalized, mythologized version of it, the larger than life rendition of Lu Bu, probably is awesome. So the menus intros, is that like the part, like the menus and the intros are what are doing it for you? It's wonderful to see you and Treaky up, and Adam. Treaky and I have been cooking up stuff. We'd love to catch up whenever you're available. I got to get back out. All right. Thanks, Laz. I really appreciate you sticking around. Thanks for the dono, too. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I'll catch up. We'll definitely chat about getting a session going. The hook was the menus. That's cool. You know, like when you know from the beginning, from the drop, you're like, okay, this game's going to be sick. I'm unfortunately a Muso nerd, but every time it's maybe Koei Tecmo has learned this time, and it will be great. You don't have to say unfortunately. Like, I don't have any judgment. Like what you like. If you're into Musos, do it, love it, be into it. I don't have any I don't have any like philosophical reason to dislike him. I just haven't. I've played like a few, and I've liked only a couple ish that I've played, and it's not like, I don't think that there's anything like morally wrong with liking Muso games. There might be something morally wrong with liking dungeon RPGs like I do. I mean, you gotta be real sicko to like wizardry as much as I do. I know folks who believe that strongly. Now, a Wizardry Muso, that could be fun. You know, like you're controlling a whole party at the same time. Or like an Etrian Odyssey Muso. Because, like, those character designs and, like, the way that the dungeons look. Actually, I feel like, oh, now I'm selling myself on this idea. All right, we got to put a pitch together. We got to pitch this to, Koei Tecmo and Atlas and see if we can do this. I like the idea of Musos, but I'm so rarely in that state of mind when I want to uncross my eyes and do something gaming. That usually means shoot the guys. Yeah, I can see that. I think for me, sometimes when I like uncross my eyes and play a game, I think it's like for me that's mystery dungeons, which I know it's like you still have to think a lot about them, but like really low barrier to entry. Like you don't have to really worry too much about what you're doing in those games. Like you're just everything's like turn based or whatever. Yeah. I went to my friend's studio a couple weeks ago to visit. One of the programmers was playing Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup and didn't know about Wizardry, and I had the chance to nerd the fuck out. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What was their response? Like, how did they go play it? Were they like, wow, this sounds great? Or were they thinking like, you can't do, not every aspect of the world is simulated like in Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup? I want to know. What did they say? Disgaea Muso is like next week, yeah? Oh yeah, there's a Disgaea Muso. I forgot about that. The last Disgaea was kind of like that. I mean, like the last Disgaea was a Muso game? Or was like Etrian Odyssey. My takes that most Kirby games are Musos. Murph, you can't just come in with something like that and not have like you can't just say that. Like what do you mean by that? What would Masahiro Sakurai say is the game essence of a Muso game? Probably just beating dudes up, right? Like hitting dudes and watching them fly away. That's the game essence of a Muso game. Dungeon Crawler Muso could work pretty well. There's some really good Muso levels that are more claustrophobic. Samurai Warriors especially has a lot of I remember there was like dungeony maps in Hyrule Warriors, and so that's what I'm just kind of thinking of. I brought up Etrian Odyssey like that because I've had this idea of like mocking up a game that has character classes akin to like Etrian Odyssey, but is in like an all like very pitch black subterranean environment, like the depths in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, or like at the nighttime or really dark dungeons in Dragon's Dogma. But like you can swap between the characters on the fly like you can in like modern East games. And so like you're dungeon diving and your characters have like utility, like an archer could shoot a fire arrow further out into the pitch black and you can like map your way through and you're just swapping between them. So it's like an arcadey but still very like resource management heavy simi game. Anyway, I've been thinking about that a lot. That's why I brought it up. I think an Etrian Odyssey Muso is almost in that realm too. Got to bounce. Phone's dying. Hope you had a good rest of the stream. Smooth recovery. Thank you, Rune Pony. I appreciate you stopping by. Serious Sam is Muso. I think that maybe is Painkiller a Muso in that, because I feel like Painkiller and Serious Sam are similar. Dungeon Crawler Muso would work pretty good. Muso, yeah, I said that. He wrote them down and wants to give them a try, but I haven't had a chance to talk to him since. Just got his Discord the other day. Was going to talk Dungeon Crawl shit with him. Send him to the Crawl community. We'd love to have him. You got to be a real sick. It's true. No, I meant the next. Okay. From what I gather, he enjoys Dungeon Crawl roguelite, so it's unclear how he feels about Wizard. Well, I mean, I think especially the first Wizardry games or some of the Japanese Wizardry games, I think they overlap between liking those and liking Rogue. I think there's a lot there. I think a nice in between would be like Dungeon Hack. So that could be like a good way to like get someone used to the first person perspective, but in a roguelike, like very traditional roguelike setup. Um, Koei Tecmo honor the game they work on so much. I'd love to see them touch another. Yeah, they seem to really enjoy making those collabs. Like as much as I know I see people like kind of clown on the fact that they exist, I think they seem to really like them, and they seem to do them justice in terms of like trying to dig into what makes these like other properties tick, and then translate that into this Muso like wild gameplay formula. So, oh shit, Rob, read the article that mentioned you last week. Didn't connect you and your channel. Got your channel after playing Valbrace and UFO 50. That's another cool first-person roguelike-ish dungeon crawler. Cool combat in that game. Thank you for the support. You mean, so when you say you read the article that mentioned me last week, are you talking about the Aftermath article? Or are you talking about one of the many articles in the local news that has talked about me getting shot? Because that has happened. I've been written about a lot this month in different in different instances. You should check out Moonwood Games that he's currently developing. It's like a blackjack-based dungeon crawler called the Tower of Versilius. Okay, I'll check that out. I'm not normally into card-based stuff, but I'm always willing to give something a shot. Painkillers 100% of Muso. Okay, we're on the same track then. PK and Serious Sam arena shooters like Doom. Right, they are, but like spiritually, I think what Mythic and I are saying is that they're spiritually Musos. Doom 2016 is an arena shooter for sure, though. It's a movement shooter, and I think if you mean like that, like it's, I guess you could say that. Depends on what people mean by arena shooter, because sometimes people say arena shooter and they mean Halo. And when I was growing up, arena shooter was Quake 3 and Unreal Tournament. So I don't know. They do it with the whole genres. Warriors Abyss was great. Thanks. Tillo, thank you. Thank you for the $2 Canadian. I appreciate it. Doom 2016. Thus why Doom. Gotta go. Thanks, Tillo. Enjoy the rest of your day. And not Doom. Do you play all the Pikmin games? Do you have a recommendation for which? Okay, so I played Pikmin for the first time. Like what? Did Pikmin 3 come out 2 years ago? Or Pikmin 4, I should say. Was it 2 years ago or was it last year? I can't remember. I played it before Pikmin 4 came out, I played all of the Pikmin games like over the summer. And I really like them. I like 1 and 2 a lot. I think 1 is my favorite, but I also really like how 2 has basically roguelike mystery dungeon crawling sections. I think that's really fun. I would recommend 4 as your first one. I think it's a really good game. I think it's really fun. But if you are open to trying like the earlier games, I would start with Pikmin 1. I love that game. So good. Honestly, the Berserk Muso was pretty fun. And admittedly, okay, I thought there was a Berserk Muso. That rang a bell. I think I was thinking about that in the Fist of the North Star one. I wasn't sure if I was like conflating the two in my brain, but yeah. Is Vampire Survivor a Muso? I don't think so. I mean, maybe, but pretty sure it was the Aftermath article in game dev industry, and that article was going around. Gotcha. Yep. That it's a me. I'm the guy who got shot and laid off. Also, sorry to dump a bunch of questions, but do you have a simple suggestion of where to start game dev as a hobby, a certain program? I started with RPG Maker, and I also like I've been using RPG Architect lately, which is a much more in-depth and powerful tool it's still dedicated to making RPGs, but it's like it's not as plug and play as RPG Maker. There's nothing wrong with RPG Maker in my opinion. If you go and you watch my I made a dungeon crawler in 30 days video, that was all done in RPG Maker and then drawing stuff on my iPad. I think a lot of folks in here and in the Discord, like if you go check out the Discord, which in order to get to it, you have to follow my Patreon, but you can follow it for free and then you can get into the Discord. It's just a way to keep out bots and weirdos. But a lot of folks in there are super helpful for that. Another option that I want to do a video on, make tabletop stuff, whether that be make dungeons in a system you like, or, experiment with, like trying solo, like play some solo games, then try making some stuff based off of those rules, or, retool those rules. It gets you in the game design headspace without having to know how to code or run anything like that. Like, it's, even if you don't even want to make an RPG or a tabletop game, it's still like game design as like a skill is really easy to start with. There's also, you can do Twine, like, and do like narrative, like really text heavy adventure game kind of creation. And that's really easy. There's so many different avenues for, if you're just trying to get started on like learning how to design a game, coding and that sort of thing. You'll probably want to push out into other types of programs. Even if you're just doing like visual scripting. I'm not an expert on that sort of thing. So I would definitely, if none of the suggestions that I've offered sound quite like what you want to do, maybe like reach out to people, like I said, talk to the people in the Discord, or find other folks out there. Yeah. Sorry, dude, I gotta run, but DM me, love you, bro. Take care. Thanks, buddy. I'm looking forward to seeing you in a few weeks. See you later. Were you playing the crawl in the interviews? You got shot? I don't know. No, I was not. No one was interviewing me. They were just getting statements from firefighters and police department and that sort of thing. I played the start of the JP only Berserk 2 PS2 game. It seemed like so much fun. I have to get back to that. I have not played any. Berserk is a largely blind spot. I think I've read the first 2 volumes of the manga, and I watched the first episode of the original, what is it called? The Golden Arc, from like the 90s, 80s, 90s. But, yeah, I don't know. I really want to, I've been going through Tower Dungeon. Oh, this is backwards. Tower Dungeon, the manga. I'm a couple of volumes behind on that. It's so good. It's so good. Anyway, if you like that, if looking for dungeon crawling, dark fantasy manga, I definitely would like. Hello, am I like? I mean, a little bit. I'm still hanging out though. We're still around. I've been doing it for about a couple hours, but yeah, we're around. RPG Maker is very good to get your feet wet. It's super, super handy. There's so many now. There's like Baiken RPG. There's RPG Paper Maker. There's all these cool tools that are similar to that. RPG Maker Unity, if you want something that has like a Unity tie-in. There's a lot of options for that sort of thing. Construct 3 is where I started. Oh yeah, Construct. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff like that. I mean, even Game Maker 2, I feel like has been pretty solid, for just learning stuff. Another thing I would say is, if you're like, figure out what you're interested in that world, and, specifically, like, if you want to make a game because you want to make environments and levels, it might be worth it just hopping into like Blender or Crocotile or any sort of 3D program, like 3D making program, and just like learning how to make environments. If you're wanting to obviously learn how to code, there's like whatever you're most interested in bringing to life, especially if you're trying to do something as a solo developer, I would hone in on the thing that you get most excited for and then branch out from there. At least that's how I've enjoyed getting into it. So horrible weather during the stream. So thanks for helping me stay sane. Dude, you in the weather right now. everything like what weather spirits did you piss off? I don't know. There's a cool fan project right now that is hand making season 2 of the 90s. Okay, so I have seen this. Yes, I think we've put a couple folks in the Discord have put those out. It's so good. It's so sick. It looks great. Absolutely would recommend checking that out. Good shout. I did watch that because it ties. I think where it picks up is close to where I dropped off the manga. So yeah. Yeah. Thanks for all the, yeah, of course. Honestly, as much as like the channel focuses on me talking about dungeon crawlers, at the end of the day, like the thing that I really am trying to get people into is like help people make stuff. So I'm glad. GB Studio is a very good tool. Oh yeah. Good shout for GB Studio. If you want to make like some simple, not even simple, but if you want to make like Game Boy era games, GB Studio is awesome. And you can export it and put it like directly on a cartridge and put it in your Game Boy and play it. Like that's awesome. Hey boss, hope you're doing all right. I am doing okay, Salt Marsh. I would be lying if I said I was doing well, but I'm getting better. So how about that? This has been a lot of fun talking with folks, and like it's brought me a lot of joy today. GB Studio is a great start as well. Yes. Crocotile. Yeah, I love Crocotile. It's my favorite. I just love being in there. So yeah. Scode. Hello, Scode. It is me. I'm alive and I'm making stuff. Am I into tactical RPGs? Yes, I am. Absolutely. What kinds do you mean? Like if you mean like Disgaea and Final Fantasy, and absolutely Final Fantasy Tactics, I should say. Yeah, absolutely. I also love XCOM and Battle Sector, Warhammer 40k, Battle Sector, Battle Sector, Demon Hunt, or was it Chaos Gate Demon Hunters? I love tactical RPGs. I think the first ever lever creator I used was create a skate park in Tony Hawk's Underground 2. Oh yeah, that's really cool. I never played with the level editor stuff in games like that. It wasn't until I got older. Actually, that's not true. I spent a lot of time making custom maps and factions in the Warcraft 3 custom game maker. A lot. Like as much as I played Warcraft 3 when I was a kid, I've spent probably 3 times as much in the like custom editor thing. There's a crazy heat wave on top of incredible amount of wildfire smoke in Canada. Yeah, ugh. It's terrifying. Like it's scary, and I feel for folks. We have fire season every year here in Oregon. A few years ago, we had very similar. Washington gets it a lot. California gets it a lot. Like the whole West Coast, Vancouver. And we get smoke back from. We share smoke with each other. It's our number one export, all on the West Coast. So, yeah, stay safe. It's scary. Neverwinter Nights. Yes, I remember that. People still, as I hear, like in the enhanced editions too, like they still play a lot of the custom campaigns. Age of Empires 2 campaign creator, super good Lord of the Rings. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I played a lot of Age of Empires as well, but I never played custom stuff. Lord of the Rings in that engine would be cool, though. Doing finds on the path of improvement also. Figured you'd like to know. Just seeing wizardry on... I got Knights of Diamonds and Legacy of Lugamen for Famicom. Oh, very cool. Yeah, the Famicom versions are very interesting. Like, I like them a lot. I love Legacy of Lugamen. It's like one of my favorite versions of wizardry. So I hope you enjoy it. It's cool that you saw that on, of course, I see you in the comments of waiting for Nintendo all the time, but it's cool that like it was because of that segment that you got into it. So that's cool. Community is also very active now thanks to Enhancer. Yeah, that's cool. When you say fire season, I'm just picturing a lava map in a Monster Hunter game. I mean, you're not far off, Bubs. Like it's bad. It gets bad. like Yggdra Union, Gungnir, Devil Survivor, Summon Knight. So like all of K-Bash's favorite games, you mean? I have not played Yggdra Union or Gungnir. I have played a little bit of Devil Survivor. Valkyria Profile. I mean, I've played or Valkyrie Profile, sorry. I've played the first Valkyrie Profile. I haven't played Covenant, though. Valkyria Chronicles, I know I haven't played that either. Like, so like, I've definitely done more like Tactics Ogre, and Final Fantasy Tactics because I love Matsuno. I think Matsuno is one of the best writers and developers out there. But yeah, I have some friends in Detroit that sent me photos of the sky. Oh, I bet it's fucking crazy. About to play my first Etrian Odyssey HD on Steam Deck. Any advice? I don't know. So are you playing? You're playing the HD. So you're playing Etrian Odyssey 1 HD, not 2 or 3? Because my advice might change based on which one you're playing. Chug a cold drink. Yep. I mean, it's basically required everywhere. Good thing that we have that technology available to us, right? That they're real. That cold drinks are a real thing, like in Monster Hunter. Hell yeah, Salt Marsh. I love that. I mean, you know me. It's like I love those kinds of games too. Uh, so I think like those are definitely like the Legacy of Logoman is a good one. Wizardry 6 on Super Famicom is another really good one. Just FYI, they are brutal games, but there are some exploits out there. So if you find yourself struggling in the beginning, you can look up some ways to earn some easy gil or experience that kind of make those first few floors a little bit easier. But yeah, I always carry that item and instantly returns me to town. Yeah, good thing that's real too. Ariadne threads and town portals. Good thing those are completely real. Yeah, Etrian Odyssey 1. My advice for Etrian Odyssey 1 is to just, like, if you've played a dungeon crawler before, anything like Wizardry or anything like that, just think of it in that same mindset and just, like, just lean into it. It's going to be a little bit of a grind, but that's kind of the point. Think of it more, like, relax with it. Don't worry too much about, like, rushing through it, but, and like play at like if you play for a little bit and set it aside and come back to it here and there, I think that's a really good way to play stuff like Etrian Odyssey. But if you're playing 3 though, I would have suggestions for classes and whatnot because like after 2 things get really weird with the classes. Oh, also because you're playing on the HD, if you are struggling with stuff, knock the difficulty down. There's more difficulty options that you can change on the fly. Who cares? Like if you need to do that to get through some grinding or like get through a tough boss, whatever. I think it's worth doing that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it if you're an adult with responsibilities and little free time. Who cares? And I would also like really take like some time and do the hand-drawn maps in the game because that's like such a big reason of why so many people like myself love those games is because of the mapping. So yeah, hope you're doing all right, man. Looking forward to any Sai Samurai, good to see you. Thank you. I don't know if you've been here the whole time or not. It's been a very weird year and in the last month especially, but I do have stuff. I'm working on stuff. Stuff will be on the channel soon-ish, and potentially, depending on how the next few weeks go, there might be more than ever. I don't know. Did I ever get into Bard's Tale? You played it before Wizardry. I was aware of the ARPG reboot. That's the first time I ever became aware of this series. I have not played any Bard's Tale. It is So obviously I played Might and Magic 2 for the channel this year, and I did a little bit of Might and Magic 2 before then and a little bit since then. So I feel like that's kind of like I've now kind of made a beachhead into that realm of Western dungeon crawling, like seminal dungeon crawling RPGs. I think Bard's Tale is going to be eventually next. I'm a little bit intimidated by it because, like, it just looks like there's a lot going on in those games in terms of how like it presents text and whatnot. But yeah, we'll see. I know people love them, especially that first one, or maybe is it the second one? I can't remember. I see them in the big boxes. I see them all the time at like Goodwills and like Portland Retro Gaming Expo and stuff. So like they're very accessible. But I know the enhanced editions are supposed to be solid. So I've survived Phantasy Star 2 and Super Highlight. I always look forward to a challenge. Yeah, I really like Phantasy Star 2. I know people it gets a bad rap, but I really like that game a lot. I have played Seventh Dragon. I've only played Seventh Dragon 3 Code VFD, which what was that? That was a 3DS game. Yeah, I mean it's Reiko Kodama. Speaking of Phantasy Star, so like, of course I want to check it out. They're cool. They are like very like first time dungeon crawler friendly games, but still have depth for people who are interested in the genre. They're like, and since they're top down, not isometric, but like you explore like you would in an old Final Fantasy or like a 3DS Final Fantasy remake, as opposed to being in first person the whole time. I think they're a lot more approachable for people that way. Bard's Tale remake is easier than the classic. Okay, that's good to know. The classic are going to slap you in the face with the sledgehammer and run away. Okay. Are you going to play other Might Magic games also? Eventually, Murph. Yes. Look, I have all this free time, so who knows? Maybe Heroes of Might and Magic will happen. You and Scode both really want that to happen, so it's very possible. I would love to. I would love to give it a shot eventually, but yeah. There he is. I summoned him from the ether. Well, we've been going for 2 hours here. I might wrap up soon. Go for a little while longer though. If anyone still has any other questions or topics or things they want to shout out, feel free. But yeah. So I think the plan I have for the channel obviously is to do the Community Showcase next, this year's Community Showcase, which is mostly done. I wanted to do a bigger, more in-depth framing for it. We'll say that. I don't know if I'll actually get to do that now with how everything has happened. But then again, I guess I have a little bit more time. But very approachable for the DS game. That one atrocious random encounter. Yeah, that's true. I've heard that about the first one. Which makes sense. I mean, they're portable RPGs. People are expecting them to be played for a few minutes at a time. So, do a handful of encounters, make a little progress in a dungeon, and then call it good. So, but yeah, so Community Showcase. I said earlier, I have like a bunch of, what do you want to call it? Scripts and such done, outlined. I got to kind of dip back in. I got to take stock of where I am, what projects I have in progress, and see what I can do with that stuff. And yeah, I would like to say there will be more content. There'll be more updates. Maybe I'll stream more, but I really don't know. I could have a new job as early as next week, or I might not have a job for a year or longer. Who knows? So, all I can really say is, like, I appreciate folks sticking around and hanging out. Been a creative dip lately, to be honest. IRL yeah. Oh, nice. Another Elder Scrolls. I mean, I really liked the Towers one. I thought the Towers one was great. It's such a unique angle. Folks, if folks like the Elder Scrolls or old RPGs or anything, go check out Resident Eccentric's channel. You've also done? I don't know. What was that samurai game? I forget what it's called. That one, I added that to my backlog. Yeah. Anyway, go check out Resident Eccentric's channel. It's a good one. Hacks reduce the random encounter, and yeah. I mean, there's probably that in most RPGs, right? You know, but has to play Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom because it's such a big fan of dungeon-based Zelda, and I'm not a huge fan of open worlds. Well, I mean, hey, it's okay if you don't like those games, you know. If you go into it and it doesn't click for you, but that's okay. Like, it doesn't have to, it doesn't have to be for everyone necessarily, but I really like those games. I certainly love Breath of the Wild. I think Tears of the Kingdom, I've had a weird up and down arc with that game. But you never know. Maybe the fact that you'll find that there's there's so much like Zelda 1 openness, and like you'll hear some of the the little Easter eggs of the sounds and the monsters, and just the Zelda vibe might come through enough that you might like them. I don't know. For me, that's why I love Breath of the Wild, is it feels like there's like a lot of Zelda in there, even though it's not structured like most of those other games, but there's a lot of like the essence of it is peeking through these new expressions. And I think that that's really fun. I like that a lot. I do love the creative showcases you make. Not many artists do that, but I think. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. And yes, yeah, Way of the Samurai 3. That was it. But yeah, no, I think like the part of one of my big frustrations with the events of the last couple of weeks is that it totally derailed the progress on the showcase. Because that is like maybe the thing I take the most seriously now, ever since that first one, and this one too, is like, I just want to help other people show off the stuff that they're making. Like, cause not everyone wants to have a YouTube channel, and not everyone wants to put their stuff out there like in that way. And even then, like if they do, they might not have the opportunity to do so. They might not be able to do that at like a Nintendo Direct or a Sony State of Play or, the Game Awards or anything like that. So even if it's a small thing, obviously I'm under no like illusions. It's a very small channel in the grand scheme of things. And it's a type of, like, the first one didn't get huge views, and I don't know if this one will, but like, nevertheless, I still take it way more seriously in terms of like wanting to get it done and delivered on than I do most of the other things. So hopefully I can get that done before the end of the month. Just joined in. I hope you're doing well. The channel has been a huge inspiration since the Necromancer's Tower video. I hope I can have something finished with the Chrome Media Showcase next year. That would be awesome. I would love to showcase it. And you know what? If not, that's okay. Like, we all do stuff at our own pace. I always like to say that, like, the point is to enjoy the process. And sometimes the process never quite ends and we don't get a product out of it, but nevertheless, I would love to check out anything anyone in here makes or wants to show off. So yeah, small channels matter. I've always felt that in something generally affects at least one person, it is worthwhile. Yeah. Thanks, Resident Eccentric. I agree. That is my philosophy on this as well. I think the reason I kind of caveated what I said was more wasn't necessarily to downplay what it is and what the Crawl and Crawl Community Showcase are, but more to be like, to try and drive that point home a little bit. Be like, it doesn't matter that I'm not showing this off to a million people. It still matters to me to make sure that people know that like their stuff is worth looking at and being checked out, and that, in any way possible to help even just a little bit, get someone's work out there in front of other people. But yeah, been head down for a bit, but I got to hop off. See you later, gamer. All right, Reed, take it easy. Yeah, I think I'll probably be wrapping up here soon too. It feels like a good place to start winding down. It's getting very warm in this room too, but would I ever want to become a game publisher? I would be lying if the thought hadn't crossed my mind before, but like, I really want, what I've found in doing this is the thing I like the most is working with other people, showing off people's stuff, helping people get excited about each other's things, and like inspiring people to make stuff. And like sometimes I like doing reviews. I like doing retrospectives. I like that sort of thing. But the stuff that like excites me the most is that. So I don't know if I am like, I want to like publish people's games, maybe. But like, I know I made a comment about this on social media and in the Discord of like, what if we did our own charity stream called like Dungeons Delve Deep, that was like got people who speed run like, I don't know, Kingsfield and Etrian Odyssey, or did challenge runs and like mystery dungeon games and Dark Souls and whatnot, and like, even if it was just for like, a few hours one day, did like a quick little charity stream, like stuff like that, like those kinds of projects, they just make my brain light up. And I'm like, that sounds amazing. I think I'm definitely still going to do, the reviews and retrospectives and whatnot, like, make no mistake, but, incorporating more community forward and focused and spotlights, into that output is just, it sounds really exciting to me. It's very motivating, and I think I would like to do more of that. Also, Botaniac, hey dude, if you're going to be at PAX in a couple months, I'll see you there. It's good to see you here too. I'm doing okay though. I appreciate it. So, but yeah. So that is probably, I'm just going to say that's probably like, oh yeah, I already got it all paid. I already got it all paid off. I was lucky in that, like, I paid off hotel and travel and stuff, like literally an hour before I got the notice that I've been laid off. So, I'm definitely going to be there. And like normal, if there's a GVG meetup or anything like that, I'll be there probably with Xeon and Arlo and Daniel and, the usual suspects. So we'll probably see you. But, yeah. Anyway, I really appreciate everyone being around. I know it's been like a year since I did a stream, and it's been a few months since I've had an upload. So the fact that there was anybody here at all, means a lot to me. And all the support and stuff was huge, more than I expected. I did not anticipate anything like that. So huge shout out to everyone. Yeah, man, I will let you know. I will let you know for sure. So anyway, I think though that's going to be probably where I wrap things up for today. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to stick around for, like, if you tuned in late, you can go watch the VOD and hear the full story, or in a few days, I think, or like within the next week or so, Waiting for Nintendo will have there's a video I did with them where I talked about all of this fun stuff too. If you didn't hear the story about me getting shot or how I was laid off a few days later. But yeah. So anyway, that's all out there. I think that's going to do it, but you're all the best. I hope you're all doing well, and I will do everything I can, as long as my arm heals up faster and I'm get to like a little bit more of a solid mental space to get you all more videos and stuff soon, because I like doing that and it kind of is driving me nuts that I can't right now. But anyway, all right, guys, take it easy. Have a good one. You're the best. Bye. Bye, Bubs. Bye, Salt Mars. Bye, Vermin Cake. Good to see you. Bye, Eccentric. Bye, Scode. Bye, Wotaniac. Bye, 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 bye. I will see you all. What does Andrew say? In the interzone? I bungled it. Fucked it up. Okay, bye.